hosts, Kat
And Maddie.
discuss a wide variety of topics. Today we're gonna dissect something that we like, and that is anime or game world building. And before we jump into it, I want to kind of give two honorable mentions. Is it okay if I quickly do this, Maddie?
Absolutely not. Yes, of course.
Oh,
Of course. Though I want to do the second one because I know what it is.
Okay,
I
yeah,
know.
sure thing. Okay, so first honorable mention is there's a game I wanted to talk about this in this topic, but it was like it's not really the world building in the game isn't that great, but you get to build a world, and I really like that. So there's this DS game called Avalon Code, and I swear to God, no one's ever played it. It's
Nope.
okay. I really enjoyed it, but like objectively, I can look at it and go, it's probably not the best game out there. But you start having these prophetic dreams, and then you come across this book that can talk to you, and it's got little fairy bookmarks, and they're adorable and awesome. And you fight by smashing this book on enemies and pulling different things off of them. So let's say the enemy's invincible, you can actually take the invincibility away and put it on somebody else.
Aye.
And so like you are literally creating the world. I think another instance of something like that happening is that there's an animal that has passed away, but if you take away the death property in their bio, they come back to life.
Well, that's one way of doing it.
Yeah, it's problem solving. I don't see what's
Okay.
wrong with it. But yeah, and so the whole point of this game is to get as many of those pieces as possible in order to create a new world, because this world's going to be destroyed and you're deciding who gets to go to the new world type of thing. And
Ooh.
you can, after you beat the game, you can look at the new world that you created, and like depending on what you have in there, you'll get a whole bunch of different results. And I really like that as a mechanic. But the game itself doesn't have the best world building in that sense. It's just like an actual building world. So
It doesn't have good world building, but it has good world building.
exactly. See, you understand.
I get it. I
So
understand.
just yeah, honorable mention to Avalon Code. If you find it, and it's not too expensive, I'd say give it a try because the art is gorgeous. The artist is the same one who did the Secret of Mana redesigns recently.
Oh.
And I really like the art. I know the game is whatever, but yeah, the art's super pretty.
Nice.
And then honorable mention number 2.
And honorable mention number 2, what everyone expects us to talk about, but we're thinking of you guys and how much we've already talked about it.
Especially in the last episode, because
oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear, did we really break that down?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Falcom Trails of the Sky, and kind of
just the Kiseki
Trails of now. Yeah, Kiseki in general. We all know that we love these games. We love the characters. We love the stories. We love the world building. We can't
great.
really say too much about it, more about it, without repeating ourselves. So play those games.
So pretty much, it's awesome that you can talk to any character at any time, and they will be saying most likely something else as long as the story beat has happened. Mm-hmm. And also, it's cool seeing a world that is new to all this technology that it's getting. That's cool. Yeah. But yeah, we've talked about Kiseki a lot.
I mean, to be fair, we haven't really talked about Cold Steel, but another day.
Another day. We'll have to make that a priority down the road. We've got another milestone episode in the future. We'll do it then.
Oh god damn it. Okay, sorry. Continuing. Sorry, yeah. I shouldn't have looked down our list.
Oh no, I'm curious.
You said the next milestone episode?
Yep.
You should know which one it is.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh god. Sorry, everyone who is not privy to our list, but you'll find out in a couple weeks. By a couple weeks, it's it is a couple. It's about 4 weeks.
It's a few weeks from now.
Yeah.
But assuming that there aren't any more breaking times, because those do break the queue. But yeah, if you ever want to send us a suggestion of a topic to put on our list, just yell it out in the comics or on our Discord. Anyways, shilling's over. Let's talk about the things we actually want to talk about.
What's that?
So why don't we start with you, Maddie? I have a feeling I know what you're going to talk about, because you've been playing it a lot recently, and you've mentioned in passing how good the world itself is.
I didn't expect it to be this good. It did not. I'm
I'm
gonna.
surprised too because like I didn't realize it. I haven't played this game yet, and I don't know if I ever will. I might pick it up if it comes down in price. But I'm really curious to hear you talk about it because I thought it wasn't as much as it seems to be.
Right. So I'm not even gonna say it yet because I'm gonna quickly be like, this is my mindset when this game was announced. Um, it's a series and a series known for its music and it's kind of its storytelling. And then they told me it's open world. There's not a lot of music, and you could go beat the final boss whenever. And I was like, wait, that does not sound like The Legend of Zelda. What do you mean? There's not a lot of music. It's open world, and you can do whatever the hell you want and beat the final boss whenever. What? You just took away my favorite parts of the game.
And the thing that really makes me upset about that is the music that is there is really, really good. Like it's some of the best in the entire series. And there's a lot of moments, at least from what I've seen, of silence, and that's kind of disappointing. But
well, yeah, I walk around and it's literally just it's just walk, grass, you hear wind blowing. Yeah. And you hear that piano just
yeah, the
so many times I'm like, God damn it, if I hear this piano. Okay, but I digress. I love this game so much. Oh my god. So it took me forever to play it, obviously, because I picked it up about, as of recording this, 2 weeks ago.
I thought you had it for a while and just hadn't put it in your system.
No, well, this is Taylor's.
Oh, okay.
He let me borrow it a while ago, so it's been sitting here. Because he's like, it's worth it. Like, it's worth it, Maddie. And I'm like, I don't have time. Like I did the I don't have time excuse, and I said okay, and if it's really worth it and it's the way you guys have described it to me, I'm gonna pick this up and I'm never gonna put it down. Guess what? And so I was like, I have things I need to do, I'm gonna hold off. Finally I got to a point where I was going on vacation away from my beautiful desktop here and my consoles, and I was going on a road trip, so I couldn't even oh god, dust. And I couldn't even bring my PS4 to play Monster Hunter, which I had done before to this place I was going. We were going on a train and visiting Grand Canyon. Woohoo! So I was like, I need something to play on the go. I was playing A Link Between Worlds. I picked it up on a whim, and I was like, I'm going to finish it. And it kind of got me in a Zelda mood. I was like, this is satisfying. Zelda dungeons, finish the puzzle. I'm smart. And then it has the Zelda story, and I don't know. I'm a sucker for Zelda stories, I guess, because I grew up with this shit.
I like the stories in Zelda too, even if I'm not a big fan of actually playing the games.
Absolutely. And so I finished it the day I was leaving. I was like, great, this is what I was trying to do, so I could just bring my Switch, because I was like, I'll finally do it. I will open Breath of the Wild. The time has come. And so I got on the plane. I opened it up. I even texted Kat right before we took off, like before I had to put everything in airplane mode. I was like, I guess I should like open the game and put it in, huh? She's like, yeah, probably. Okay. I did, and I had already seen like the first 5 minutes. Like basically, I saw Link waking up before, but I didn't go past that because I think I was doing some research for something. And so I opened it up, and that happened. I was like, oh, okay, I've seen this, and then you're just out in the world, and I was trying to figure out how to play, and I was like, oh, this actually is pretty... I like the stylistic version. Like, it's pretty stylized, has a certain... what is it, cel shading look? Is that the look?
Yeah, I call it cel shaded. Yeah. I find it looks a lot better than games like Skyward Sword and even Twilight Princess, but I prefer the less realistic looking.
The less realistic?
Yeah, Zelda's at least. Yeah.
I'm just trying to... I have both Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess in my... Okay, that's going to fall. Just kidding. Okay, well, yeah, so just reference, Twilight Princess was my favorite Legend of Zelda before this. I haven't finished this game, and now Breath of the Wild is.
Yeah, wow.
Goddamn. So, yeah, I got out into the world, and it's kind of crazy, because you play as an amnesiac Link, right? Mm-hmm. And as a player who's never played this for the first time, that is exactly who you are. I had no idea what was happening. And instead of being all like, press the B button to do this, like you're in a training session or whatever, it's like, oh, you don't remember what happened? Well, you should probably do this, this, and this. And it's like, they were trying to, like, teach you how to live again, but disguising, like...
Yeah, the
That was a
tutorial
tutorial.
is very intrinsic to how you play the start of the game.
Yeah, and even that tutorial dude was like very important in the story because as soon as you finish the tutorial zone, he's like comes out and is like, and this is the story and this is what happened. And I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, holy shit. And he's just like, and here's the main quest, defeat Ganon. And I'm like, okay. And it's like, but here's the other things in case you like aren't a speedrunner, gonna run in and defeat Ganon naked. Do these other things.
Hey,
I'm like,
he's wearing his underwear.
he's
Maddie.
wearing his underwear. It's my bad. Sorry. I think it's funny that people do that though.
Well, I think it's really neat. Like, just sorry to interrupt you. I think it's
Go
really
ahead.
neat that if you go and fight Zelda right away, if you fight Ganon right away, you have to fight all the other bosses that you would normally fight throughout the game. But if you fight those bosses throughout the game, you don't have to fight them at the end there.
Oh, I didn't know that. So all the Divine Beast bosses come
I
in?
don't know if they're the blights or whatever.
Yeah, those are the Divine Beast
Okay, yeah.
bosses.
So yeah,
Interesting.
it's one of those
What a
things
challenge.
where Nintendo really tries to stop you from just rushing in and beating Ganon. But, speedrunners be speedrunners.
Cat,
What?
that sounds like a challenge to me.
Oh man, you should do it. I think you'd have fun because it's not
That's
like
not
you're
breaking the game. Yeah,
You're
that
just-
doesn't bug me. Like doing the game fast,
It's
like
a
for a specific
mode.
challenge, yeah, that doesn't bug me. Okay, I'll have to think about that. I have not beaten this game yet, so I need to do that first.
Yes, yeah, beat the game.
But anyway, yeah. Wow.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. That was fine. I just have to pick up my train of thought because I am like staring at the back of the box, being all like, I want to play this game right now.
We're gonna record a short episode for once, Maddie. I swear to God.
Oh, don't say that again. You just increased it by 20 minutes.
No.
But yeah, so I didn't think the story was there. I thought, from what everyone was saying, it's just like, yeah, whatever. You run around, you have fun, and you defeat Ganon at your leisure. And I'm like, that kind of sucks. You get into it, and if you are deliberately searching for the story, which I am, because story is almost always my number one when I'm playing a game. A certain,
That's next week, Maddie.
Shh. If you didn't point it out, it would have been fine, Kat. Anyway, I was deliberately searching for story in this game, and it's there if you are willing to literally climb mountains for it.
Yeah.
If you are willing to throw bombs, figure out shit, walk into people's homes because you're Link and they're fine with it, and read their diaries because you're Link and they're fine with it, you can get so much. I walked into Zora's domain and I didn't know anything because this is what I love is that you were actually in Link's mindset. It's like so cool. Sorry. So you walk into Zora's domain as just a quick example, and some of the Zoras are just like, "Oh my God, Master Link," and I'm like, "Who are you?" And you could ask that, right? And they're like, "Oh, it's true. You don't remember." Well, I used to do this with you, but way back in when. And I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of adorable." Like it's like I used to swim with you, and I'm like, "Aw," and you could ask all these other questions about so like what happened or like. So Mifa, the Zora champion, like you can ask all these questions to different people to get like different pieces of the story.
Oh, that's cool.
And almost every time they're just the first time you ask, they're just like, "Oh, it's true. So it's true. You've lost your memories. Well, let me do the best I can to fill you in." It's like, oh, awesome. And so I talked to so many people, specifically the ones that are like long lived, so they do remember the 100 years ago thing because
Right.
a lot of the Hylians are obviously not that long lived, so they're like, I don't know who you are. Though some of them will be like, yeah, the sword that seals the darkness. I heard some champion used to wield that, and then I walk around with it, and I'm like, yeah, it's me. And they're like, ha, that's funny. You can't do that. You can't. You'd be dead. And it's like, I'm not gonna bother explaining what happened. Anyway, moving on. But a lot of the times, specifically the Sheikah, who are that long lived, basically Impa and some of her peeps, when you have to talk to her for memories, and she's all like, she explains more about like who Link used to be, and she's like, if you really want to know, like, search out these memories, which of course I've been doing. And you could go to the other Sheikah who are all like, yeah, we were there, we were the ones who like put you in the resurrection chamber to like heal you. And one of their diaries is like, I'm so like, if you read their diaries, they're like, and I came to where Link fell, and all these thoughts roamed to my head, and I'm sorry, Link, I wasn't able to help you. And it's like, if you weren't searching for this stuff, you'd miss it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it builds the world so much. it makes you like it makes you be like, as soon as you do actually find all the memories, and if you found all the memories and didn't find any of the extra stuff, you'd be like, oh, okay, I know the story. But like knowing all the extra stuff, it adds so much more because these characters have more life to them. Like I'm like, oh yeah, that Zora guard. Apparently, I was friends with him like 100 years ago. It's like, oh yeah, that other Zora, she had a crush on me. Like these are things literally I found out by talking to everyone.
Aww.
So the world building is there if you deliberately seek it out, and I love that fact.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah, like I haven't even gotten the fact that like memories are like something like Legend of Zelda has never done before, because one, Zelda's voice acted. Actually, everyone's voice acted except for Link, which I thought was a smart move. The voice acting is really good. No, I have not met Meme Bird yet.
Aww.
I haven't gone that far. I might also be just deliberately avoiding him.
just saving him for last.
Saving him for last.
You know you're gonna enjoy that jerk burb.
This jerk burb. God damn it, Rivali. Because I've seen him in another memory, and like the first memory I found, he was there, and he just gave me a dirty look at the end. I was like, Rivali, why, bro? Why you do this to me?
Aww.
But we're talking about world building, but also the gameplay is really addicting for me. Because it's collect things, make cool things, roam around the world, get better weapons. It scratches all the itches, while the things that I didn't expect to be there were actually there.
Oh, cool.
Though the music thing, that is still very limited. Sad face.
Because that's the thing. Every time, like I do watch speedruns, and Zelda wasn't too long ago from the time of the recording. And whenever I see it and you do get those little bits of music, it's like, damn, this song is really pretty. Why isn't it always playing? Like, that main theme tune is stunning. Why am I not listening to that the entire time I'm playing this game? And yeah, maybe it would get repetitive, but at the same time, Zelda has great music. Why are you taking away one of the strongest aspects of this entire series? And this game has good music. It just chooses not to show it.
Yeah. Yes, I fully agree with you there. But based on my experience, when the little music does play, it's rather impactful. For example, I recently, that's just a side story, but I have a Epona because I happen to have an old amiibo that gives me a Epona. But when you are any horse, when you are going down like the plane or anything, like you're galloping for a decent, like, 5 seconds, it'll start to play like the Hyrule Field theme from way back when, like slowly in the background. And I'm like, that's a nice touch. And then in Zora's Domain, the Zora's Domain music is playing like all the time. And that doesn't fade. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. Zora's Domain from Ocarina of Time, I believe.
Okay.
That theme.
Yep.
And then in the Goron area, because I actually recently did that one like 2 days ago. That one isn't playing a song I recognize, but it feels Goron-y,
Yeah, I think I've heard the song, and I get what you mean, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't been to the Gerudo area or the Rito area. I wonder if Gerudo Valley plays anywhere, because that would be sick.
I think it does, but don't quote me on that.
That's fine.
I don't know. I haven't played the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Epona's song gets played by the Rito Bard that's around, that gives you like hints to shrine quests.
Right.
Like he's playing that on his like accordion. I'm like, oh, that's clever. I'm trying to. The Great Fairy Fountain has the Great Fairy Fountain theme, even if it's not a normal, like how you think a Great Fairy Fountain would work. Instead, it's a way to buff your clothes.
Oh,
but it still plays the Fairy Fountain theme, and I'm like, yeah, nice. And I love that as you go into it, since it's not normal Legend of Zelda where you like open a door and it has a blank, there's no really loading times unless you're teleporting or going into a shrine. And so as you like fly or walk into it, I love the way the musics will like transition, like it'll fade in and the other thing will fade out. So if you stand far away, it's like soft muted, and then you get closer and closer to the fountain, it'll get louder and louder and louder, and I'm like, man, atmospheric much. I love it.
No, that is cool. I still wish that there was more music in the game.
That's fine. I recently went into the Hyrule Castle, not to beat the game, I was trying to hold off going there until I wanted to beat the game because I knew something was going to happen, and lo and behold, a little cutscene happened, but it wasn't that much. But I went in there because there was a memory in there, and I was like, well, I need to get all the memories before I beat the game, so, well, shit. So I ran in, and there's there's definitely a theme in there. I didn't stay long enough / pay attention to figure out what theme it was, but that definitely is, there's music playing there constantly.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know, yeah.
I don't know either.
I have no idea. But basically, the majority of the game, you are running around the world, and during that majority of the game, there is not music playing.
Aww.
It is piano tunes and the wind sounds. Doodling.
Which is fine. It's atmospheric in its own right, but it's still one of those things where just because a game is open world doesn't mean you have to be quiet with the music. Cough Final Fantasy 15, cough Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but what music is there is really impactful.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's as you could hear me opening and closing the case. I really like Legend of Zelda, and the fact that this has like so much story packed into it, but only if you hunt for it, it's like my type of game. I'm fine with story being hand fed to you, right? Because, a lot of role-playing RPGs do that.
Oh, hell yeah.
But, like, when there is a game like this where it's like, okay, the story is straightforward, but there's a lot more if you are willing to run around, do extra things, like search through, talk to people. I am Taylor. And there's so much more. I love that. I love that fact because it's something I'm always willing to do, and the story they give you in those pieces is worth it. They don't like give you crappy like one-liners after doing one work. They'll give you a full cutscene, or they'll give you like a 15-page journal, or people talking to you will actually give you meaningful stuff about what happened 100 years ago. So yeah, it's really cool, and man. I don't know. I'm probably 50 hours into the game now. And
nice.
I have one more memory to find, 2 more Divine Beasts to save. I already have the Master Sword. I had that 15 hours in. So it's like, shit. I'm not like running close to the end, but I'm kind of running close to the end. Like I feel like 30. I could drag it out to maybe 40 more hours.
Right.
Before I was like, okay, I got all the story bits. I guess I'm going to go defeat Ganon now.
Now, I don't know if you know, but I know the Champions Ballad thing. Do you have to, like, beat that before you beat the game? Or do you... Like, I know it's DLC or whatever.
Oh, the Champion stories. I believe it's you don't need to.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's recommended you do it before you beat the game. If so, then I will probably buy the DLC to do that.
Yeah, like, from what I've heard,
the
DLC is really good, so, like...
Okay. I heard that, too. I kind of wanted to play
the game
vanilla before I was like, okay, and get all the DLC. So I guess maybe what I'll do is I'll fear the Divine Beast, get all the memories, and then
look into whether you need the DLC before you beat the game.
I defeat Ganon. Yeah. Knowing me, I'm probably gonna try and max out all my my armor because I've already really strived for maxing out my armor. I need to find all the freaking fairy fountains.
I'm sure you will as you get towards the other
the other side of the map that I have not explored.
Yeah, that would probably do it.
Oh god. Yeah, man. I haven't gone into like shrines and how I really dig the like 5 to 10 minute puzzles of it's not world building, but it's good gameplay design. I really dig it. I have no idea how the heck they're gonna make another Zelda game.
They might just go back to their roots, or they might try and expand upon that open world idea. Who knows? It'll be fun to see what they do.
Yeah. It will. Because for being a Link who's amnesiac, he has a hell of a lot more story than a lot of other Links.
Oh yeah, no, like
Jesus Christ.
As much as we say we like the story in Zelda's, the story does boil down to Link have Triforce of courage, Zelda have Triforce of wisdom, Ganon have Triforce of power. Ganon want all Triforce. That's pretty much the story for most of them, except for like the ones where there's Vaati or the
Yeah,
guy from Skyward Sword, whose name
Yeah.
escapes me.
Yeah.
Something.
That
I
I know who you're talking about, even though I haven't played that game. I watched a friend play it.
Mhm.
Oh God, I was gonna say something. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Usually the links of those games are literally just thrown into the saving the world scenario, right?
Yeah.
Though I mean, Skyward Sword, he kind of was a little bit,
Yeah.
little bit. But like this one, I guess he was thrown in, but also before he even woke up, it was like
He
a
had
thing
his own story.
that established.
Maybe that's what they'll do. They'll make a prequel.
They'll make a prequel. Actually, I think someone did call that someone either called the next game is when Hyrule wasn't destroyed yet,
Mm-hmm.
and their preparation for that, or after they had rebuilt Hyrule.
That'd be cool too.
Yeah, I dig it. So instead of more of the wild, it would be cities and stuff. I have no idea, but yeah, interesting.
I wouldn't
But
be
yeah.
surprised if they just start from scratch and build a whole new thing, and it'll be fun and awesome too. Like
Oh,
I
of
think
course.
we're a while out from seeing another Zelda because this one was huge.
Oh, so God, I can't believe how big this one is. Literally in the game, and like how much it blew up. Like it. Man, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it deserved beating Persona 5 for Game of the Year.
Wow. Holy, oh my god. Do I need to fly there and like check your temperature to make
No.
sure you're feeling okay?
No. So like Persona 5 wins for me always.
Of course.
It always will.
But you get
But based on
why.
everything else, because that was so situational, this game deserved it.
I can hear the pain in your voice. Just embrace the dark side, Maddie.
Stop it. Stop it. It doesn't help that, like, The Legend of Zelda, again, I can say this, I've said it so many freaking times, it was my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I was the biggest Legend of Zelda fangirl with one of my friends in middle school. She wrote fanfiction, I couldn't. But we always fought for, like, man, this is embarrassing, fought for who the Link liked more.
Aww.
And we both played Princess. She's the only one who had Skyward Sword, so she felt like she beat me because I didn't have a Wii U, or the Wii power, the special power thing.
Right. The sensor bar or whatever.
Yeah, and I never could play it. But man, there was a lot of daydreaming, a lot of talking about what happens in certain games. I got to bring up Spirit Tracks and stuff to her. She got to bring Skyward Sword to me. It was a good time. So coming back after a break of like how many years of playing, I think the last thing I played was Twilight Princess. And coming back to this, it was like, oh, my heart forgot how much I loved The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, because
And
when I talked to you before you played this, you're like, yeah, it's good. I like the series, but now I can see how much you like really love. It's like I know you main Link and everything that you can.
Oh yeah, I mean Link in fucking Mario Kart. Like I felt bad. I almost felt bad because I was like, oh man, like I don't follow any of your games anymore, Link, but like I still like you as a character. And then I played this again. I'm like, nope, just kidding. I still love Legend of Zelda. Holy shit! Oh my god, I love you so much. Yeah. I just the subverted expectations. I didn't think it was gonna happen, and it happened.
I'm really glad it did because like it's one of those games. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of playing Zelda, I really wanted it to be successful because the scope seemed so huge, and
it was such like a risk. I felt like
yeah, exactly. Like if
world
this
Zelda?
didn't work, that might have been the last Zelda we ever got. Or at least on console. Like I have a feeling handheld Zelda will always be a thing because it's easier and smaller scale. But yeah, no, it was just one of those things where like everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's gonna be the most amazing game ever," and I'm like, guys, don't get your hopes up too much because you don't want to disappoint yourself if it isn't. But I'm really glad for most people it is. Like, I still don't think it's the type of game I would like. I will maybe one day try it and see that for myself. But I know my history with open world games, and I know my history with this particular series. So it's like, and even just every time you walk into an area, knowing that like the enemies could be way, 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 way stronger than you for like no visual cues, and I'm like, oh no, that sounds stressful. I don't like that.
That's fair. Again, I've never found that as a problem. One, because I guess I'm just a tryhard who likes beating anything in my path, and then two, if you do equip the champion's tunic, you see health bars, and based on those health bars, you can tell how strong they are.
Oh, okay.
Which helps for sure. I always like, even though the champion's tunic is like not much, it's like a middle piece of equipment for me, but one I always like to look like the link on the package, so I try and equip that whenever I can. So I almost always run around with the champion's tunic on, and even if I don't have it on, I need to switch it off. I will still equip it, check the health bar just to see, and then unequip it and continue to fight.
Right, that makes sense.
So that always helps. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because, yeah, that just sounds stressful to me. That, and also, like, oh, I'm having a paraglide here. Why is there a target on me? Oh, no, oh, no, oh, no, oh, no.
And then the Guardian music starts. They did a good job with that Guardian music, because you always are just like, oh, God. Oh, my God, Wolflink, no.
Aww.
I tried so hard, Wolflink.
Are you going to put that clip in?
I might link it in the description.
Okay, there you go.
Because it's amusing. But yeah, I'm at the point now. Well, some people never like dealing with Guardians. I'm at the point where I'm just like, if I get unlucky, I'll die to a Guardian. But like,
right.
I'll usually farm them or something.
Well, yeah, like anything,
exciting.
Something is a challenging at first, but then you get through the game and it's not as hard anymore. Like,
yeah, of course. And if you prepare well enough, i.e. get ancient arrows, because if you're ever in a pinch, you literally put that in the head of a Guardian and it's a one-shot.
Oh my god.
Well, you have to do it right. You have to get you have to do the ×3 bow, like, so one arrow shoots 3, get close enough so all 3 hits him in the head, and that brings a 1500 health Guardian down to 0.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty. That's a lot of times where I'm just like, I'm gonna die. Nope. Boom. Okay. Whew, that was close. Yeah. A lot of preparation. That always scratches the itch of, I like being prepared and beating a challenge and stuff like that. So yeah, this game scratches a lot of itches, and then brought back Zelda love, and I'm like, oh.
And on top of all that, has good world building.
Yes.
And not only for this game, for the other games too, because I know a lot of those memories are based off locales in the other games, right? So
yeah, well, yeah, the memories are like stuck straight for like this game, but like a lot of names for places are taken, like in the middle of the Lost Woods, because of course there's Lost Woods in every Zelda game. There's like Saria Lake, and I'm like, nice. There's Faron Woods somewhere, which is from Twilight Princess. I'm like, oh, I took Wolflink there just for fun. I was like, does something happen? No. Aww. Bummer. But it's like, yeah, so there's Faron Woods. Of course, there's like the normal Zora's Domain, Goron City. I haven't been to Gerudo Valley yet, though. I'm certain there's a Gerudo Valley.
I'm pretty sure there is.
Hyrule Field, of course, is the big thing. And if you look at like certain things, like there's I say Linebeck, I know it's Linebeck, but from Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass, there's Linebeck Island, and I'm like, oh my god, what a callback! Like, there's everything is a reference to something, and man, I do dig details like that.
Yeah, I know I've seen a picture of something, and it was, I'm not going to say exactly what it was because I don't know if you're there, but it was a location from Ocarina of Time that was completely rubble. But you could still like
really
tell
wait, Temple of Time?
No. It's a smaller location than that.
Okay.
But
I'm sure I'll find it eventually. But
you will, because I'm pretty sure it's connected to one of the memories.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. The Temple of Time is also something you find right away, and I'm like, what?
Oh, nice.
Temple of Time. I really expected to walk in and hear like a faint version of the Temple of Time. I didn't. I was kind of sad, but you pray to the thing that's goddess there, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. But yeah, just world building is good. Character world building, it's hard to describe.
Yeah,
that is fantastic if you are if you are willing to put the work in. And
if you're willing to find it, then
yeah. And then especially this is a game for Zelda fans and others. Like they did it right. You know how Final Fantasy 15 was like, this is a game for Final Fantasy players and new, and they pissed off a lot of old Final Fantasy players.
What?
Like I feel like Zelda did it right to like bring new people in while putting a lot of stuff in for the old players.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I was like, man, good game. You can see the passion they put into it, and it has good world building. It has a lot of things. It got me to say that it deserved to beat Persona 5 in something.
And if nothing else, that is an incredible feat. Like,
yeah.
Like, I am shocked.
Cat is shocked.
Yep.
But I have been talking for long enough because I can talk for far too long. If you want to know more about Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and my opinions on it, go check out our Discord or and
watch
shout
her
at me.
stream. She occasionally streams it.
I do. It's fun. It's fun to derp around. It's usually called derping around Breath of the Wild. But anyway, Kat, what's your world building title?
Well, as we mentioned before, I could have talked about Kiseki for like an hour.
Or we longer than that. We both could have done that.
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
Look, just if you know nothing else about me, don't get me on Falcom because I will not shut up. And then so I'm like, okay.
If you know last episode, don't talk about a certain priest.
Yes, yes. I can talk about him a lot, and I will again if you ever give me the opportunity. Yeah, give or take 5 episodes.
Okay.
But anyways, staying on track, I wanted to talk about something that I haven't talked about much on this show. So I really, really, really like anime. I spend far more time with anime than I do with games.
Yes.
Like, I'm watching, at this moment, like 6 or 7 shows this season, and that's a lot for me. I've gone as high as 13. That's too much for one person to consume in a 3 to 4 month block.
I mean, considering, I think we did an hour count, not including repeats or anything. Mm-hmm. Wasn't it like 3,000 something hours of watching anime?
I mean, if I look at my anime list, it says
that's how we did it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a lot of hours, and like I said, I don't track the times I rewatch because yeah. Anyways, so I'm going to talk about an anime with some awesome world building. Now everybody right now loves this show, and you know what? I give it to them. I'm not even a shonen fan, but I love this show. So the gimmick to the show I'm going to talk about is that everyone in the world, or randomly one day, a baby is born and he starts to glow. And this is weird, obviously, because there's no powers in this world, but then suddenly there are. And by the point we are in the story, about 80% of the human population, or human, I should say, there are animals that have special powers, but we'll not get into that. Okay. 80% of the population has some kind of superpower. Some are useless, some are extremely useful, but yeah, everyone grows up dreaming to be a hero, including Deku, who's just this little guy. He's got green fuzzy hair and freckles, and I love
white
him
eyes.
So, and the big eyes, and I love
poor
so much.
Poor Deku, born quirkless.
Yeah, his name is actually Izaku, but everybody calls him Deku. They get into that in the show.
I like the name Deku.
Yeah,
it's cute. It's nice and snappy.
You'll like it more when you get around to watching the first.
What are you talking about? I totally watched it.
Yeah, Maddie here skipped to the 3rd season to watch a little bit, and it's like, but you're missing all the content.
I messed up. But it was still 6, so maybe want to watch it more, okay?
Yeah, fair enough. Anyways, so yes, My Hero Academia. I will go back and forth between pronunciations. Sue me, I don't care.
Oh dear.
But yeah, so in My Hero Academia, you follow Deku for a beginning, and I'm sorry, Maddie, I know you haven't seen the first episode, and I'm gonna have to spoil a bit of it. But you know what happens.
How dare you? How freaking
you know the
dare
story?
You?
I know you have because you mentioned it when you were trying to tell me the You Say Run thing.
You Say Run. Yeah, I know. I know how the beginning happens.
Yeah, so
I think I've seen it actually, but anyway, continue.
Fair enough. So Deku desperately wants to be a hero. Like, he dreams about it, and all the other kids are getting superpowers, and he hasn't manifested one yet.
Aww.
So they go to the doctor, and the doctor pretty much says, "Yeah, you're not gonna get one. You see,
you're effed, buddy."
What?
So yeah, you're effed, buddy.
Yeah, your pinky toe has a bone in it that people who tend to manifest superpowers have evolutioned out. So yeah, you're probably not going to get superpowers. So you have this kid who has pretty much had his dream crushed by outside forces. and you feel for the poor bastard because you just
Mm-hmm.
want him to be happy and you just want him to be a hero, and you see him trying in his own way,
Mm-hmm.
but it's hard because he doesn't have they call him quirks in this world.
Yeah.
And just that setup alone of somebody without superpowers in a world full of people with superpowers is so amazing, and I love it. I love how they set it up. I love how they make it grow. I love how they describe how kids usually end up with like a mix between their parents' superpowers. So like one guy is literally half hot, half cold. His mom can use ice powers and his dad can use fire powers, so he ended up with both.
Should we talk about the politics behind that one?
I mean, no, because I don't want to spoil anything. I don't.
No,
want
that
to get
kid's
into
pretty
eugenics right now. So
Yeah. But yeah, that though those powers are kind of awesome.
yeah. Well, and he's one
Damn.
of the strongest characters.
OP much?
Yeah, but that's kind of the point with Todoroki. He's overpowered, but that's kind of because of what his dad did to make that possible, and he's dealing with that.
Yep.
And every character in this series is so interesting and fleshed out, and it really shows the world around them. So you can have pretty much any favorite character except Mineta. I don't think anyone likes Mineta.
Is that the kid that has the sticky
gray
balls?
hair? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody likes him because he's annoying. And he adds like nothing to the story to boot. So he's in a lot of really important scenes, and it's like, why are you here? Why are you a hero? You're so annoying. But yeah, another thing I really like about this series is that everyone has a weakness. So like Todoroki can use his ice powers a lot, but unless he uses his fire powers to warm himself up, he'll freeze himself.
Mm-hmm.
Conversely, I would imagine he'd burn himself if he uses his fire powers too much.
That would hurt.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Bakugo, who has like the arm cannon things, the fire from his hands. That is, if he uses too much force, he can actually physically hurt his arm. And it also has to do with how much sweat he's producing. So if he's not sweating, he's not going to be making any nitroglycerin.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about now. I was like, wait a second.
I'm trying not to spoil character moments for you. But yeah, I am trying to get a point across.
Oh no, I don't care. But yeah, go ahead.
It's just some of the reveals are so good. That's the reason why I don't
okay.
want to spoil. That's
For
the
sure.
only reason. The show has amazing world building though, and even with the later season stuff where we're getting into All Might and how his powers came to be, and All Might's nemesis, and how they're treating the situation. And there's also shit with like the League of Villains, which I think you might have seen a bit of, depending. Like, I haven't watched season 3 yet because I'm waiting for it to finish.
Okay, well, I've seen him.
Yeah. Oh, you've seen the League of Villains? I figured
I've
you
seen
had.
the League of Villains. I've also seen his arc nemesis.
No. Yeah, I guess you would have.
I won't say his name because it might say spoilers.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm holding off on saying the name too. It was the second half of season 3 you watched. Yeah, then you've seen the arch nemesis.
I started from a certain fight that I was like, man, this is cool, and then I never stopped. So I was like,
no.
shit.
That's the entire show, Maddie. Like,
Great.
If you ever watch it, just have a block of time set aside for it because it is marathonable. Like, the first season especially, the second season has a tournament arc. It's less marathonable, but it's short. Like, it's really short. It's really well done, actually. I hate tournament
It's
arcs.
like the one tournament arc you said you watched.
Yeah, well, because it's not just like, and then these two fight, and then these two fight. That is part of it, but it's first it's a race, and then you do this other thing, and then these two fight.
Yeah.
And you only have like 4 or 5 matches, I think, that you see the full match, and it really is character development. So.
I might have watched something there too. Stop. Just shh. But yeah. Shh.
You make me sad, Maddie.
Shh. Sorry, I slipped into my old ways. I was bored in Arizona and I did a thing and shh.
It is a show I think you'd like, and based on the fact that you watched that chunk, I think you'll like the first season especially a whole lot because it's so good. Seeing Deku grow from learning about All Might and inheriting that to actually being able to control it is awesome. And it's so well done.
Yeah. Though, yeah. Yeah. Maybe I might talk about that after. Anyway, but I also like the fact that he's like such a I don't know if Brainiac's the thing, but like
he's a nerd.
He's a nerd,
Damn
and
nerd.
it's great because like even before he, I think,
Yes.
again, even before he had quirks, he like wrote down stuff about certain quirks and like.
Well, yeah, what he would do is he had 13 journals at that point when you first start the series, and he would every single time he happened across or saw that something was happening, he'd go and he'd analyze the quirk and he'd think about what's the weaknesses, what's the strength, what how popular are they, will they end up with any deals with the government, are they too destructive.
Wow.
Yeah, because like the first real quirk you see manifest is like Mount Lady, who can make herself grow really big. But the problem is when she gets really big like that, she can crush things with accidents. So that made her less viable as a superhero. And superheroes are all ranked in this world, All Might being number 1, Endeavor being number 2, and so on and so forth. And yeah, it was just he really analyzed everything, including the people around him who had quirks. So even if they weren't doing anything heroic, he'd be like, well, what's the pros, what's the cons, how can this be useful? And it makes him, even through to season 3, very analytical about everything when they're in really tough situations, especially considering these are children.
Oh, I saw it in season 3.
Yeah, I figured.
Well, I love the fact that even after he gets a quirk, like that's not his only asset for things. Like a lot of the times he's contributing to a fight because he is so analytical and he's like telling people, okay, do this, this, and this.
Yeah, if you do this with your quirk. If you can, do this, 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 and this, and then we'll get out of here alive or whatever.
Yeah.
And I love that because it does show that like it's not like, oh, suddenly I have a quirk, now I'm going to be the best ever, because it's pretty much guaranteed to me. It's like, no, he still works his ass off in order to be a better hero. And even when his mind is going blank and he's just rushing into a situation in order to save someone, his analytical side is still working overdrive. And
I also it's almost like he fights with himself sometimes.
Yes.
For his emotions fights with his brain. And I always thought, I was like, that's kind of cool. I dig that kind of characterization. Just like,
it gets even better because like the whole thing is that there's this dynamic between him and his friend Kachan, the guy who has
the
nitroglycerin hands. Yes, floaty hands. And like at first I think everyone hates Bakugo. He is annoying, he is brash, he is constantly swearing, he yells at everybody. He's a bully. He's just outright a bully. But as the season goes on, and like I'm a bit further ahead because of the manga, you really start to feel for this guy and what he's going through, and what his mindset is, and how self-destructive his mindset is, and why he gets targeted for the thing that you watched already.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, I know you did. But
yeah,
no, it's good. I'm curious to see if the show can keep up the world building, because we're hitting a point where they don't really need to establish any more rules. We know about the Arc Nemesis, we know what they are capable of, and we even know their goal. We don't necessarily know how they're going to accomplish that goal yet. But yeah, I think we're at a point where all the rules that need to be established are established. So I'm curious if the world will continue to be as interesting, because I don't know, I really like it when the world is like, oh yeah, although like I'll use something that happens I think in season 2 as an example. The kids kind of end up stumbling on somebody trying to kill heroes. And they, even though they're not allowed to use their powers outside of school, a la Harry Potter, what are they going to do? Let their friends get killed? So they
break the rules to try and
exactly. And even though they've done a really good thing, society and the police force are like, okay, yeah, it's great that you did that, and we understand why you did that, but we can't let you take credit for it.
Oh, okay.
And it becomes this whole other layer of there's there's a political aspect to superheroes. Like, they are paid by the government to do the right thing or whatever. And so the person who gets all the credit is another hero who is allowed to practice. And it just, that kind of shit added another layer to the show. So yeah, it's got amazing world building. It's some of my favorite. And again, I don't like shonen titles. I don't like tournament arcs, and this show is awesome on every regard. The music's really good. Although I saw a lot of things before I started season 3, which I've seen like one episode. I've seen the clip show. Man, that intro isn't very good.
Aww.
I don't like it. I like the other intros far more, and I like Overworld. So I was like, oh wow, I see why nobody likes this intro, because it's not very good. But the visuals are good. It's just a song that's not very good. So,
well, okay.
So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk to, is that one of the best world buildings in anime I've ever seen is My Hero Academia.
All right, then.
And it's a good show. Everyone should go watch it on Crunchyroll right now.
Looks like a fun anime.
I think you'd like it. I really do. But I know you now. I know you have the tendency to marathon things, so just like set aside a weekend and just go through it. Just
so you know what's happening this weekend?
What's happening this weekend?
I'm seeing a certain kitty.
Oh, that's right. You're seeing a boo-boo.
And I'm having to stay there for days at a time.
Well then, I guess you're gonna have to enjoy some My Hero Academia from season 1. Start on episode
I'll start
1.
at season 1. There's no reason to skip around anymore. I already saw the fights I want to do.
I'm so mad.
Sorry.
So angry.
Man, you would have hated me 4 years ago.
I just don't get it.
It was a habit that like happened a while ago. Like I don't know, dude. It happened when it's like I think this is what happened. I would watch Nick play something, I'd get interested, but he'd play without me there, and I'd never be able to finish the story. So I got into a habit of like anything that I saw that looked interesting, I just look it up and start reading about it because I wanted to know.
I don't mind because you're filling in the blanks, but this time you're just like, I'm gonna randomly watch. It's like, but there are 2 other.
It's a habit that I try really hard to suppress. I.e., Sen 3. You don't know how hard it is for me to not look anything up. Like,
and to be fair, I know a lot of people freaking out about new visuals for Sen 4, so yay.
Great. Freaking great. I'm glad, okay? I get, don't bug Exceed for localization, we'll get it eventually, but still it hurts my soul.
Yeah. I want it localized as quickly as possible like anyone else, but at the same time, we'll get it eventually. Fucking chill. Oh, Maddie, it's okay. But before we wrap up, was there anything else you wanted to mention? Because I know that Breath of the Wild is probably your favorite example of world building at the moment, but it's not the only one.
World of Warcraft? Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, of course you're allowed to say it. This isn't the other podcast you're on. You can talk about non-JRPG games.
Shit. Oh, well, there's not a lot. Okay, well, again, if you deliberately seek out world building in WoW via quests and pay attention, then you'll get it.
Novels. I had no idea there were.
Oh
lore
my god,
novels.
my novel back there. Oh god, so. Sorry. So you have to work really hard. You got to spend a lot of money to actually get all the lore, and I get some people don't like that, and also World of Warcraft is mainly there for the gameplay. Again, I like story, and I followed this series for far too long to not care about Azeroth, her champions, and my own story going through the game, because adventurers are canon in World of Warcraft, and it's great. But yeah, the story of Azeroth and everything that's happening, it's a lot. It takes days to tell everyone correctly.
We don't have days, Maddie.
We don't have days. I'm not going to sum it up. I'm just saying...
It has good world building.
It has world building. It's literally called the World of Warcraft, and every part of that game is something to build something.
How old is it now? Is it...
Well, Warcraft started a long time ago, but World of Warcraft
I'm talking about specifically...
2004.
Gotcha. Okay, so
14 years.
That was close.
Yeah, you were close.
So yeah, any time you have 14 years, you'd hope that there'd be a shit ton of lore.
Oh, there's a fuck ton of lore. Oh, God. Yeah. The game is literally called World of Warcraft. Everything in there is something to build the world. So I think it has good world building. Just a little.
Nice.
I'd hope. I have
So a
my
nice little
3 WoW
honorable
Bibles
mention.
back there. Yeah. Was there anything else I'd want to mention? I feel like you thought I was going to say something else.
I
Oh, was
thought
I
you were
going
gonna
to say
talk about
Tales
Tales
of
of-
Zestiria?
Yeah.
I'll do a quick shout. Tales of Zestiria. I should not talk about it at all because I will get way too in depth. But I love that game, and that anime, and we'll talk about it one day.
And the world building.
And
Yeah,
the
we'll
world
talk about it once I beat it. Which, now that we're getting a Vesperia remake, will probably be soon.
Hey, maybe we'll play it at the same time as you. I'll do my replay same time you're actually playing the game.
There you go.
Oh
That
man,
works.
I recently read the manga that Nick had. Man, it really blows by the story fast. But
Yeah,
yeah,
unfortunately, manga, you'll either get like super in depth or it'll be like super quick sum up. That's
super quick sum up. That's
Yeah.
what that was. But it's a sum up of the game rather than the anime, except it has some pieces that tie it more to Berseria than the game did. So it's like this is like an in-betweener.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Aw, but still,
Sorry,
no,
yeah, I'm thinking of other
essentially, like, and if I'm gonna throw out a good Tales world
Mhm.
building game, I would say Tales of the Abyss has some pretty good world building.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's there. It also has a good song called Karma as its
It
intro.
does, but we've much like Kiseki, we've talked about Karma enough.
we have.
Don't get us wrong. We'll talk about Kiseki in the future. Like it's not like we're never going to talk about it again. It's just
Oh,
we
there's a
do
time where
want
I
to
need to
talk
talk
about
about-
other things.
Yeah. There's a time where I need to talk about another character
just
too.
a Falcon Fallon girl. Like I swear to God, I am.
You're an anime fangirl. We
Yeah,
know.
exactly. There we go.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
true, the
man,
anime.
world building's great.
It is. And why don't you let us know in the comments what are some of your favorite world building anime or manga? It can either be like Avalon Code, actually building a world, or like My Hero Academia or Breath of the Wild, where the world is built and so interesting around you. And just intrinsic to everything in the story, which is I love it. I love it. So
It also doesn't have to be JRPGs.
no. You can
It
talk
can be
about
anything.
I tend to play JRPGs, so that's the only thing I'll be able to discuss with you. But Maddie plays quite a variety of games. So,
Dead by Daylight, best world building.
oh God, yes.
Oh god, I got so scared. Anyway, yeah. Man, yeah, talk to us. We love hearing your feedback about different opinions and such, because it's always fun to have a little chat about things we love.
Exactly, and if you want to talk about things in a more general form, we have tons of topics on our Discord that you can come join. That link is in the description. We both stream pretty regularly. By the time this episode is out, I should be streaming normally again, because I'm not under a bazillion deadlines. So here's hoping that that's all good. Because there's so many things to finish right now.
It's okay. You got it.
And there's always Twitter. I'm a bit more active than Maddie on Twitter, but
I'll see it, but yeah.
yeah, Maddie
I'll
will
post
see
a
it,
lot.
and she'll probably respond to you if you give her a day or two.
It only took one.
One day, to be fair. You're right. I'm sorry. That was
That's because I had to think about it.
Yeah, no,
Anyway.
I understand that. If you want to send us a topic, you can do that in the comments or over on the Discord or on Twitter, wherever you want to talk to us. Just talk to us. We're pretty friendly, right?
Yeah. Sorry, what was I saying? Yeah, friendly. We're friendly. Yeah.
Yeah, friendly. So I'm glad we've shilled all we're gonna shill. I think it's a good time to finish the episode. So yeah, we look forward to seeing you guys next time.
Bye.